It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you very much for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here on SABC3. Now, spring officially starts tomorrow. Such fun times ahead. For some, that means enjoying the beautiful outdoors and flowers blossoming over here, over there, and everywhere. But for others, it means it's allergy season. And it's very important that for those who suffer with seasonal allergies, that they are prepared for what's to come and have the right tools to get them through the season. And we chat this morning to pediatrician and allergist, Professor Claudia Gray, about what exactly we can expect from seasonal allergies and how we can best manage and treat these allergies. Professor, good morning. Thank you very much for making time for us once again.
Good morning. Absolute pleasure.
Professor, for some of us, we're very excited. Of course, spring arrives tomorrow, like Tavisa said. But what does this mean for those who suffer with spring seasonal allergies?
Yeah, so spring is a wonderful time of the year. It's warm and it's blossoming. But of course, in order to blossom, one needs pollination. And pollen, for some, is a cause of much discomfort. So if you are allergic to certain pollens, be they grass pollens or tree pollens or weed pollens, if you breathe them in, you can get a lot of mischief and allergic reactions such as runny, itchy eyes and runny, itchy noses and sneezes and sometimes congestion. And if you're very unlucky, also a wheezy chest. So this time of fertilization and blossoming can be a time of misery for some.
Professor, what's the story there? Why is pollen such a big issue when it comes to allergies?
Yeah, so I mean, allergens, as you know, can take all sorts of shapes and forms, from food allergies to drug allergies, etc. So pollens are a particular problem because they are small particles. And we're talking particularly about the pollens that are wind-driven. So as you know from your school days, some plants are pollinated by bees or birds, but we're talking about the ones that are pollinated by the wind. So you've got small particles that hang around in the air for a long time, giving us a long time to breathe in those particles, which can then set up an allergic response for some.
How long does, the pollen season last, and what are some of the other types of allergies that can affect us during this time as well?
Yeah, so when we're talking about seasonal allergies, we are in general talking about the pollen allergies, but of course there are various types of pollen. So first of all, the first one that seems to come to the fore are the tree pollens. So tree pollen season, so for example, your oak tree or your plane tree or your acacia tree, those come now, so August, September, October. Then the grass pollens, this is our most prolific season in South Africa, tends to start in about September and can run all the way through to February, March. So it's a very long season. And then the weed pollens, which are very important in some countries like the United States, but seem to be becoming more important here too. They tend to be later summer and autumn. So it's important to know what you're allergic to so you can plan at the correct time.
So we've established what happens in autumn and spring with those allergies. When it comes to seasons such as summer and winter, can we expect different types of allergies then?
Yeah, great question. Absolutely. So we've talked about our seasonal allergies, spring, summer, and those tend to be the pollens. You tend to be able to predict which time of the year that's going to be. And those tend to be outdoor allergens. So when you are outdoors, your symptoms will be worse. And that's generally during the daytime. And often there are also diurnal peaks, such as at sunrise and sunset, your pollen levels may be highest. And certain activities, such as mowing the lawn or playing outside, will bring on your outdoor allergies more. So contrast that to your year-long allergies, which are generally your indoor allergens, such as dust mite and pet allergies and mold allergies, which are concentrated in our indoor areas. And those allergies tend to be all year round, but have a particular peak in the autumn and the winter, when we spend more time indoors, close our windows and doors, and have less ventilation in the house. So often the indoor allergies are worse during autumn and winter. The timing can be different. For example, a dust mite allergy is worse when we are spending time with our enemy, the dust mite, and that tends to be around bedtime when we're sleeping with fluffy pillows and duvets and blankets.
Now, Professor, before spring officially hits tomorrow, how can we arm ourselves against these allergens? And are there any do's and don'ts we should be aware of? And is there enough time? I mean, it's coming tomorrow. How long before should we prepare for these allergens?
Okay, so we're cutting it pretty fine. So number one, be aware what you're allergic to. So if you've had problems last season, it's a great idea to go and visit an allergist to find out exactly what you're allergic to so you know what to expect over the allergy season. Number two, once you know what you're allergic to, preempt your treatment. So we actually suggest starting your treatment a few days or weeks before the season is expected to start. So you sort of prepare your nose and your throat and your airways for this onslaught that you're about to encounter. And then number three, once you find yourself in your pollen season, obviously try to take steps to reduce your exposure to whatever you're allergic to. So if you're grass allergic, you know, if you have the option of having artificial grass in your garden, it's a good option. Try not to be the one mowing the lawn. It's the one excuse you can have for not having to mow the lawn. Be careful at dawn and dusk when your pollen levels are high. Try and be indoors during that time. For the kids with pollen allergies, we tell them when they've played outside or they've played their cricket match, as soon as they get home, they take their clothes off their shower and they get changed, because obviously you can carry pollen on your clothes. So that's then the avoidance. And then the medication we've talked about. So you continue that throughout your seasonal allergy. And then lastly is the concept of desensitization, which is quite a specialist procedure where you're giving the allergen to try in a very controlled way to try and make you less responsive to it in the long term.
Ooh, Professor Claudia Gray, really you are brilliant, and that's why I trust you so much. Thank you for making the time to chat to us. This has been so insightful. We really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure.
Now, with spring just around the corner, allergy attacks will be on the rise. They really will be. But with the right care and management, allergy symptoms can be kept at bay. You really can help yourself. We all deserve to enjoy life allergy-free, and ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy can assist you with allergy relief for the entire day.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy.